Good day and welcome everyone, Stuart here from Northern Bolt & Tool, and today we're going to be looking at cordless vacuum cleaners from the Ingco range. There is a third variant that's available, but currently Ingco South Africa are out of stock sadly, so we can't have a look and test it today, but we will do so in future. So today we've got this handheld unit and we've got this slightly bigger unit more for carpets and that sort of thing. We're going to open them up, have a look at what's inside, and we're going to just do a simple little test to show you guys the performance of these particular vacuum cleaners. So with that, let's open up these boxes and let's see what's inside and what each of them come with. Alright guys, so I'll first open up this little guy over here. So when you open him up, it opens like so, and inside you get your little vacuum cleaner. Now, one thing that this one does not have that the previous model did have was a pipe that went on the front, and it's a little bit disappointing because being able to put the unit down and attach a pipe to the front and then you can go around and vacuum anywhere is very convenient. But yeah, for some reason they've done away with that, which is a little bit unfortunate. Myself personally, I was waiting for stock of the previous gen to come in so that I could buy one for myself, but obviously couldn't do so, so I'll have to settle with this guy without the extra hose. So in here you also get this little brush attachment, so you can plug it into the front there, and that's just to agitate whatever it is that you're vacuuming, get all the little bits and pieces, little bits of grit and whatnot out of whatever it is, and obviously vacuum it up into the vacuum tank. We also get this little attachment here, and this is for like if you're vacuuming in your car or whatever the case may be. If you want to get into smaller areas, you can do so. A little bit more precise and quite good for those little crevices and hard to reach places. Other than that, the only other thing you get is an owner's manual telling you a little bit more information about it, but that's about it. This particular unit has a switch at the top here, on and off, and to empty out your basket over here, you just simply press on this button over here. It tilts forward like that, opens up like that. Then from there, you can just pull out the filter. This filter does unscrew from this base, so you can tap it out and get all the gunk and stuff off of it, and then you can just simply empty this out when it gets full. So that's basically everything to know about this particular unit. Let's have a look at this guy and see what comes inside this one. Alright guys, moving on to this other vacuum. You can see it's a little bit different in design, actually completely different, but when you open it up, it opens up to reveal some packaging. You got your owner's manual over here. This needs to come out first. There we go. That's obviously the head part. This is the motor where you clip your battery in and that sort of thing. And this is the long pole that allows you to reach the floor and allow you to vacuum the carpet relatively easily. There's a few extra bits and pieces in here. Again, you've got this style of nozzle to help you reach those hard to reach places, and you've also got this attachment here with the brush on it to agitate the dirt and suck it up. You also get a few other bits and pieces. There are some of these screws with anchors. I'm not really sure what those are for. Oh, I actually know what it's for. So this is a mount for your wall. So you can actually mount this little bracket here onto your wall at home, and you use these anchors to anchor it to the wall. Then you can hang up your machine on this little bracket for easy storage. So that's what that is for. I did think it was a little bit weird, but I wasn't anticipating getting a little bracket like that in. Quite a nice touch. Storage is always an important aspect when looking at these types of tools. So you also get a nice long pipe like so. Let's put this all together, assemble this unit, and we can have a look, see how it performs. Nice clip-in, easy to install. There we go. Very easy, I must say. And obviously that is quite flexible, so when you're going along, very easy to operate. So this is the basket over here. To access the basket and clean it out, all you need to do is press in this little button over here, twist the machine and wiggle it loose. From here you can twist this guy. You can remove your filter like so. There's also another part inside, and you can empty all of this stuff out. And while you're here, you can also empty out the bucket. To put it back together, it is fairly simple. This little black piece does locate into this part here, so just make sure that everything lines up and just press it into place. Once it goes in, you will know that it is in place. It won't feel wobbly and dodgy or loose or anything like that. It will feel quite nice and secure. So there we go, that's in. I'm going to drop the filter in there, twist this guy back on like so, and then twist this guy, oops, twist that guy on, and there we go. It's back on, ready to go. Obviously your battery goes in here. It does have a battery indicator on the top, which is very, very nice, which not a lot of the tools actually have on the tool itself. Normally it's only on the battery. And obviously you've got your trigger, your on-off trigger over here. Moving on to this side over here. So we've obviously got this attachment on. To remove it, you just press this gray button and pull. If you want to put something else on, you just push it on like that, and it's clicked in place, and now it's nice and secure. Obviously you just press it down again to remove it, and you can just press in whatever accessory that you'd like, and you can go from there. This does tilt, which is quite nice and quite useful. So if you've got a place that you're battling to get into, you can tilt the head to whichever orientation you need it to be in to reach all those nooks and crannies to make sure that you get your cleaning done to the optimum level that you would like. So with that, let's get into some testing. We've got a 4 amp hour battery that we're going to test both of these machines on. We've got a few hex nuts that we're going to suck up. We're going to see how each of them perform. Alright guys, so for this test, I've got the vacuum, got a 4 amp hour battery over here, got an M5, M6, M8, 10, 12, 14 and 16 hex nuts. So let's clip it on and see. This particular vacuum only has one speed, and that is obviously its highest speed. It does have quite a bit of suction. So let's get into it. Let's see how many nuts we can suck up with this machine. Wow guys, that was quite impressive. That we didn't have an M20 nut there because the M20 nut was too big to fit through this nozzle, but that handled all of those nuts very, very well and very easily. Plenty of force to suck them all up. So let's have a look and see if this machine is able to accomplish the same but that this machine is. Alright guys, now I've got this guy. Going to slot in the battery over here like so. This machine does have 2 speeds available. So to turn it on, you first pull the trigger and hold it, it'll turn on. Then to get onto its max speed, you just click the trigger once and it will go into max. So I'll show you guys that now. So that's normal, that's max. We're not on its max speed. Let's see what we're able to get. So guys, unfortunately, the M14 nut suddenly becomes a little bit too wide for this nozzle to accept. So that's where we're going to have to end the test, unfortunately, on these larger nuts. When I unclipped it, the airflow just wasn't quite strong enough to pick up the nut. And if you look, it is quite a bit of a bigger diameter. So the machine has to work that much harder to try and suck up the nuts with less airspeed. With that, it was able to pick up these nuts, but what I did notice was it didn't just pull them all the way through. It was only when I leveled the machine out, then the nuts came through. So to me, there's not quite as much suction power as you get in this handheld unit. But I think that the design of this type of vacuum is a little bit different to what this is maybe designed for. This, I think, is designed more for, you know, in your footwell of your car, there are little stones and that sort of thing. Great for picking that up. This machine here is more for dust collection, household vacuuming, that sort of thing. And I think for collecting dust and smaller particles, this vacuum cleaner is actually fantastic. We don't have a test yet for those smaller particles, but when we do have a test, we will test it again and see how it performs. But there is power in this machine, and it is quite a useful machine, especially being cordless. anything cordless, in my opinion, makes life a lot easier. So with that, let's have a look at the final results and just chat about these machines. Alright guys, so I've mentioned a bit of a comparison between the two units, but when you look at the specs of each machine, they both rate at the same level of power. I think it's 9 kPa per unit. So it does make sense then that this machine is a little bit stronger with picking up heavier objects than this unit, because one, this unit has a longer space for air to flow, has to pull all that air up, and it's not going to be as effective as picking up those heavier objects. Secondly, the diameter of this pipe is a little bit bigger than this opening, so the airflow on this unit through this nozzle is a little bit faster than on this unit. So again, that will lead this unit to be a little bit more effective at picking up those heavier type of objects. But with that, this unit is obviously a lot more easier if you're going to be vacuuming carpets, that sort of thing, picking up smaller particles, as I mentioned. One thing we did notice that I've neglected to tell you guys about is on this particular attachment, it actually has some built-in LEDs here. So if you're vacuuming under like a bed, for example, where it's maybe dark and you can't quite see, you will still be able to see in the dark, obviously with those LEDs illuminating where you're vacuuming. So I'll show you that, guys, now. We'll cut the lights and I'll just show you quickly. Alright guys, so I'm going to turn them on and you'll see the LED kick on. So there you go, you can see, quite effective at illuminating where you're going to be vacuuming. So there you go guys, that's the LED light. One thing I did notice though is when you go from normal mode to high or maximum, the light doesn't increase in strength. So the light remains the same strength whether you are on your normal sucking strength or on maximum. So there you have it guys. If you're looking for just a nice household cordless vacuum that you're going to be using for dust and smaller particles, this is what you need. If you're going to be vacuuming in your car or maybe harder to reach spaces where there's not a lot of space, this is definitely the unit for you. Both of these units I would recommend, and they are very, very convenient, easy to use, clip on a battery, no cord needed. We will be getting in the other vacuum as soon as it's in stock, and we'll do a few tests with that. Hopefully we've got a few extra tests to show you guys so that we can really separate these machines and show you exactly where their strengths lie for each of these units. So with that guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. If you'd like to order these online, there will be a link to these products in our online store. You're also more than welcome to come into our physical store. We'll have a address there in the description for you guys to pop in and have a look at these tools and meet our team. There are plenty of other tools that we have on offer in our shop, as well as fasteners, that sort of thing. So whatever you need, we do try and cater to everyone. So there you go guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a few things about these vacuums, and I hope we've helped you make a purchasing decision. So guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you again next week. Thank you.